All right, guys, I'm super excited about this next guest. He is one of the young up-and-comers in the middleweight division that we're most excited to see what happens with him next. Caio Borralho, representing the Fight Nerds. Caio Borralho joins me here on Submission Radio after an action-packed trip to UFC 308. Caio, you must be pumping after that event, man. What a crazy event over there for UFC 308.
Hey, how are you, brother? Happy to be here with you, man. That was amazing journey, amazing trip, unforgettable trip. The UFC treated me very well. The fans treated me very well. Abu Dhabi city is like a very wonderful city. The culture, the food, all the people over there was awesome. I'm happy. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Dude, you came on this show and you kind of predicted it. You said the wrestling might be a little too much for Robert Whittaker in the fight with Khamzat Chimaev. What was your reaction to what you saw in their fight?
I wasn't surprised, because I've been saying this in all my interviews about how good Kansas wrestling is, and I don't, and I didn't think like Rob could have any training partner that could mimic what Hamza do, So definitely wasn't impressed. Maybe I was impressed like how fast it was, but I knew it since the beginning. To fight someone against Khamzat, you need to know what's coming. You need to be passing from these situations already, So definitely, I knew that Robin didn't pass the situations. They have anyone that have the Khamzat system, and that's what you guys saw.
Do you think it helps the fact that you've had this experience training with Khamzat? Because if he does become champion and you fight him, you actually know what you're dealing with, opposed to a lot of other fighters who don't realize until they get into the octagon just how good he is?
Yes, definitely. Definitely that this is something that I'm ahead of other fighters, because I know what to expect. I know what's coming. I know how Hamza works on his wrestling, his wall work and all this. I was with him for like 1 month, so uh, I was dealing with this every day, So definitely, I'm ahead of other guys in the division about it.
He looks unstoppable, man. What do you think is the key that people don't understand to beating Khamzat?
It's not easy task to be Kanza, because he's very athletic, very good. His wrestling, as I said, is on point all the time, So I definitely the key to beat him is to know how to defend his takedown, to know his patterns before he shoots for a takedown, because whenever he shoots, it's almost already gone, So definitely need to know his patterns and how he prepares himself before he shoots a takedown. And if he shoots and if he grabs you, you need to know what is his next steps, and like what he wants you to do. So you don't do what he wants, So definitely that's the key, So definitely I'm like Kanza, it's like a good friend of mine. I'm a very good friend of his coach, Alan Fifu, and he's a guy that I look forward to the best. I always want the best for him, and his family and all this and that. But at this level, I think like we might fight each other, So that, yeah, so definitely like it's not a fight that I want, but it's a fight that I will need to pass through, So definitely I'll be ready when the time comes.
Do you think he should get the next title shot?
It's hard to tell. I don't think he did enough in the division to get the title shot. But he just the guys just updated the rankings right now, and he's number 3. So definitely he got like one more, or maybe the next. Like of course, like he deserves because he's on an 8-fight winning streak, and he's doing a great job, and he's finishing guys, very tough guys, really easily, really fast, But I think in a matter of like the weight division, I think he needs to prove a little bit more,
If it is him and Dricus, who do you think wins it between Khamzat and Dricus?
I definitely think it comes.
Really? How do you think it goes?
Yeah. I think it'll be the same way as Robert. I know that Dricus has a little bit more wrestling skills than Rob, but if you see some previous fights from Dricus, he fought a guy, Joilton Peregrino from Brazil. They fought for the belt. I don't remember the name of the organization, but they fought for the belt. And Peregrino like took him down like 4 or 5 times in the fight. So I don't think he can have anyone that can mimic the wrestling of Khamzat, and he doesn't know the system. He doesn't know how it works, what Khamzat really wants when he grabs you. So I'll definitely think it will be the same thing as Rob. I don't know if it's going to be that fast, but definitely I think it's going to be a good win for Khamzat.
By the way, what did you make of Shara Bullet, man? Pretty crazy finish, double backhand knockout.
Yeah, it was a crazy finish. He deserves the 50K bonus for sure. I think he's a very good guy on striking. He knows how to move his feet and all this and that, but I'm not that impressed. I think he needs a lot more to be like a complete MMA fighter. And we saw Michael Lexichuk, that he's a boxer, and he took him down. So definitely like he's not a guy that's prepared to the highest level of the division when it comes about the wrestling and the grappling, and mixing up things. Like definitely the guy is good. He knows how to strike. He knows how to kick. He knows how to move himself. Like I don't want to take any credit of him. He's like deserving the hype that he's getting right now. But I think when the level is a little bit higher, when it comes about them saying like mixing up things and doing wrestling, doing all that, I think he gets tired very fast, and I don't think he's ready for that.
What did you make of him trying to call out Israel for a fight?
It was a smart move. Everybody wants to fight against legends, and Israel Adesanya is a legend. It's a fight that I want for myself, but I don't think it's his time yet. He was smart enough to call him out. Definitely, people gonna like think about it and gonna try to hype up the fight and all that. But I just think that he needs to pass through like a top 15 or top 10 opponent still.
Where are we at with this Israel fight, man? I want to see you fight Israel. Are there any updates?
Bro, no updates. Actually, the updates are not very good, because I think you guys saw Israel posting on his social media, on his Instagram. He posted him studying Imavov's tape, So definitely, I think he already chose who he wants to fight, and it wasn't me. So I don't think how it goes, but let's see what the UFC wants. I told Hunter, I told Mick Maynard, and all the guys from the UFC, I told them that I'm ready to face anyone that is ahead of me, that I'm ready to go there and show why I'm the real champ of the division. And let's see, I want to fight easy because I think it's a good fight. He's a legend. I want to test myself against the best in the world. I already did it with like Cannonier, that is one of the best in the world, definitely. And looking forward to the next one, So no updates, actually no good updates about the fight, but there's nothing confirmed yet, So let's see what the UFC wants and how they're gonna matchmake the fights.
What is your message to the fans in Israel and the UFC about why you should have this Israel fight next instead?
I think I need to have this fight against Israel because I'm on like a 7-fight win streak. I just beat a guy in a more dominant fashion than he beat. There's Cannonier. He stayed all the time like out of the Cannonier distance and all that. And I came in there, fought Cannonier, just stayed close to him all the time, took his best shots, and still was managed to almost knock him out. So definitely this is something that I deserve. And I think he already faced almost all the guys from the top 5, top 6. Just not me, not Imavov, but you see how was the last fight of Imavov. He didn't like hype up the fans a little that much, and I think I hyped it up a little bit more than him on my last fight. So definitely my win streak is something that really makes me get this fight. I think it'll be a phenomenal fight. I'm not planning to like just doing wrestling or grappling with him. I want to like test myself, test my striking, and show the world that I'm a complete fighter, as I already showed against Cannonier. I don't think anyone that fought Cannonier was so close to him all the time inside the fight, was getting his best shot, and did what I did, you know. So I think I deserve it because of that.
Thank our sponsor Manscaped, who makes it possible for Submission Radio to stick around and bring you these interviews that you guys are enjoying. 20% off at Manscaped with the code word submission at manscaped.com and free shipping. And I want to talk to you about something a little different today, and that is their amazing Beard and Dome bundle. That features the Dome Shaver Pro and the Beard Hedger. What is the Dome Shaver Pro, you ask? Well, it's a little beast that comes with 5 premium rotary blades optimized specifically for head shaving. You got the Manscaped skin-safe technology that means you don't have to experience nicks and cuts. Whether you're new to head shaving or a seasoned pro, this feature offers peace of mind. And what about the versatility with the fact that it's fully waterproof, so you can use it wet or dry, take it in the shower for a quick and convenient shave. The cleanup is a breeze. And don't forget, you get that high-performance 9,500 RPM motor. Oh baby! This powerful motor provides a consistent and effective shave every time. No more dealing with patchy or uneven results. The Dome Shaver Pro gets it done every time, and perfect to put in your gym bag after a big session at the gym. Boom! The Dome Shaver Pro has you sorted. You guys know about the Beard Hedger with its 20 different length options. It's the perfect companion for sculpting and styling your facial hair with ease. It's waterproof as well. You can trim with confidence in the sink or shower. 60 minutes of runtime on a single charge. The Beard and Dome bundle from Manscaped is now available. It's the perfect duo. Get 20% off with the code word submission. That's 20% off with the code word submission. Now back to the interview. I mean, I would love to see you fight him. If it's not Israel, who would it be? Like, are there any other names that you like to potentially fight next if it isn't Israel?
You know, I want guys that's ahead of me, you know, so it can be Imavov, it can be Robert Whittaker, you know. Shane Strickland, Dricus is going to fight for the title. Khamzat Chimaev definitely is not a guy that like, oh, I want to face him, I want to fight him just because like we're friends. But
yeah,
I told his teammate, his coach, like there's a very good friend of mine. I told him like, if the UFC offers me this fight, I'll definitely will fight. I will definitely gonna accept, you know. So I just letting you guys know that.
You know what's interesting though? If Khamzat does fight Dricus next, and Sean Strickland doesn't have an opponent, you and Sean Strickland, that's a fun fight, man. How would you see a fight between you and Sean Strickland going? That's a really fun fight.
I think it's gonna be a bang. You know, we're gonna be there banging with each other. You know, like throwing bombs all the time. You know, I think I'm gonna be like moving a little bit more and doing like trying to get my jab on point on that fight. You know, just and that's a fight that I need to be feinting all the time. You know, need to do feints all the time. Maybe taking down a little bit, and then he's gonna come up, and then we bang again, and like it's not an easy fight. It's a hard fight. I already trained with Strickland. Actually, Strickland is a friend of mine too. We train a lot in Extreme Couture for my last fight. And he's a guy that always like treated me very well. Was always like honest with me and really made me a better fighter, a better athlete. You know, with kind of like good mindset and how to behave yourself, and like I think like it's a good fight. It's a good fight. You know, I'll definitely fight anyone that's ahead of me. You know, it doesn't matter if my friends or not, but I'll definitely fight anyone that's ahead of me.
Caio, you're too nice of a guy, man. You're friends with everyone. But Sean is a legend, so
You know?
I'd love to see you guys fight. But that's the name of the game, isn't it?
Exactly. When it comes at this level of competition, you know, top 5, top 6 over there, like you don't get to choose a fight. You don't get to say no to the fight they want you to fight. You know, I think I'm like one fight away from the title fight, so I'll definitely fight anyone the UFC wants me to fight. You know.
So would you be willing to fight in Australia in February? Like you just mentioned, Robert Whittaker. He has to get his bottom teeth fixed, but they don't have Alex Volkanovski on the card anymore because it looks like he's fighting Ilya Topuria next. So they need a big co-main event. You and Robert Whittaker, that could be the big co-main event in Sydney, right?
Yes, definitely. I think it's a great fight. I'm a big fan of Rob, you know, a big fan of what he has done in the sport. I think he's a great guy. He's a nice guy, you know, but definitely it's a fight that I want. If Adesanya doesn't want to face me in the next fight, I think Robert Whittaker is the one that I want.
Mm. And you know what's interesting about that? If it is Dricus versus Sean or Dricus versus Khamzat in February, it'd be pretty cool to be on the same card underneath them in the co-main event, right? Like after you win, you could almost try and ask for the title shot, get in the octagon, and kind of, you know, try to set up the fight with the winner, like Alex Volkanovski did at UFC 308.
Yeah, exactly. I think this the what makes more sense. You know, they put me as a co-main event of the title fight, and I'm definitely gonna be there. I'm gonna win my fight, and after that, I'm gonna call out any of them just because the title fight is gonna be something that I will deserve after my next win. You know.
Hey, quick question as well. Would you be open to being the backup fighter for the title fight if you don't get a fight in February? Would you be open to being the backup?
Yes, actually, in fact, I told that to the UFC. I told that to Hunter, to the Mike Maynard, that I can be the backup fighter. You know, like if they want me to be, I can be the backup fighter. I'm gonna make weight and I'm gonna wait. If something happens, I'll be ready. I'll be more than ready. You know, like this is something that I've been dreaming my whole life, being a UFC champ and inspiring people. And I think being the champ is the best way to inspire people. So I definitely told them, actually. I told Mickey, like, if you want me as a backup fighter, I'm 100% in. Doesn't matter when, it doesn't matter how or where. I can be the backup fighter for this title fight, you know, and then I'll be the next one.
Dude, man, that's exciting stuff. And by the way, you know, making weight in Australia, it's not the easiest thing. You have to fly all the way here, so it's a good spot to be in. All right, guys, make sure to follow Caio on social media, Caio Borralho, to see what's happening next. Dude, you're in a great position. I hope you get the Israel fight or the Rob fight, and I really hope we get to see you here in Australia in February. I think the fans here would love to see you, man. Can't wait to see what happens next.
I hope to. I definitely want to go to Australia. It's a beautiful place, a beautiful country, you know. I always wanted to go there, even though the flight is too fucking long. But you know, like we need to do everything to fulfill our dreams, you know. So that this is definitely, it's not gonna be like something that will be like, oh, a long fight or anything like that. I'll be going there. I'll be happy as fuck, and I definitely want to fight in Australia, you know.
Awesome, man. All right, can't wait to see what happens, Caio. Thank you so much.